Okay, the reason the two sanctuaries are important, or to understand the new sanctuary it's really not a new sanctuary, it's the heavenly sanctuary, is because there's two covenants. One that's tied to the earthly sanctuary, the old covenant, and the new or everlasting covenant, which is tied to the heavenly sanctuary. And in Hebrews 9, verse 15, it says, "For this reason, Christ is the mediator of a new covenant, that those who are called may receive the promised eternal inheritance." So the new covenant is what brings in eternal inheritance. Now that he has died as a ransom to set them free from the sins committed under the first covenant. So there is a first covenant, which is tied to the old tabernacle. And this is discussed in Hebrews 9, verse 1. Now, the first covenant had regulations for worship and an earthly sanctuary. A tabernacle was set up, and then it describes what was in the tabernacle, the lampstand and the holy place and the most holy place and so forth. But this covenant was superseded or overshadowed by the new covenant, because the old covenant was between God and man, and the new covenant is between God the Father and God the Son. And the reason the new covenant had to be, it's also called the eternal covenant, because it was in place as a provision before the old covenant, because basically man is incapable or failed under the old covenant. The terms of the old covenant are obey and live and disobey and die. And man said, yeah, all that the Lord has said we will do, and of course they didn't do it, and so upon them came the curses, and then the Babylonian captivity and so forth, and all the other curses that came upon Israel. But now when Jesus Christ comes in and takes on the position as our high priest and representative, we receive the benefits of what he did through the eternal covenant between him and his Father. And that is administered through the heavenly sanctuary. So that's the importance. Old Testament, Old Covenant, the sanctuary on earth, and the new covenant is through the heavenly sanctuary in heaven, which is the eternal covenant between God the Father and God the Son.